Check this out. The man who killed Bin Laden, Usama Bin Laden, has written a new book and he details the story. The night Bin Laden was killed. It's called The Operator, firing the shots that killed Usama Bin Laden and my years as a SEAL team warrior. Here he is, former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill. A pleasure and an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you again, Stuart. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Okay, I'm not going to beat about the bush with all kinds of questions.
Sure, okay.
I want you to take us through the night you shot Bin Laden. First of all, you landed. You go into the building.
Well, we landed and we learned, just like everything else, we had a perfect plan. None of it happened. Everything went wrong, the worst thing possible. Murphy showed up. So we were outside of the compound. My group and the other group crashed inside the compound. Is that
video from the actual night itself? Or is that another operation?
I'm not sure. No, that's probably some other operations. We didn't bring any recording devices in there. And what was unique about that mission, the book's called The Operator because it's not about me, the operator. It's about the life of the operator, all of them, Navy SEALs, Rangers, Green Berets. When we were on this mission, though, we knew it was one way. We're not coming home. So it's very unique to see how guys do their jobs. I was so proud of everybody. Going into the compound, into the house, I was in a position where I was sort of back so I could look forward. And the best way to describe it is I watched really cool guys do really cool stuff. And I'm just taking it in because I know we're not going to live through the night, so I'm going to treasure this.
You know you're not going to live through it.
The house is going to blow up.
Home.
We've dealt with house-borne improvised explosive devices, suicide bombers, and you would assume going after the #1 terrorist in the history of the world, he's going to have people around him, he's going to wear a vest. Ended up not being the case, but none of us knew that. So even going up the stairs, I detail it in the book. And by the way, this is like chapter 23. This is one of over 400 missions that my team and I did.
You realize that everybody who buys the book will go to chapter 23 to see how it
probably
came down.
22 or 23, but the adventure to get there is... by the way, too, this is the first book written about the Bin Laden raid that was cleared through the Pentagon. So they read it, all the departments involved read it, and this has been approved. So there's certain things nobody wants to know the classified stuff, though. They want to know what the guy that jumped on what he thought were suicide bombers, what did he look like? What did it smell like going up the stairs?
Wow.
Well, like when we went up the stairs, we dealt with Khalid bin Laden, his son, and the way the guy in front of me did it, because I was in a position just to watch it. When he dealt with Khalid, I remember thinking, I hope we live through tonight, because that's the coolest thing. I never would have thought of that.
What do you mean, dealt with Khalid?
Well, we dealt with Khalid. We saw him on a banister, and there were two armed men that wanted to kill each other, separated by 10 inches, a banister.
So you've got a Navy SEAL,
and Khalid. And Bin Laden's son.
And the SEAL guy
he said a few things to him, and I don't want to ruin the surprise, but just watching it, being so proud. And then we went around that, and I'm still kind of in awe, and I ended up being behind the same guy. The other guys separated to take, not advantage, but to clear the threats on the second floor. So that's when I came involved in the mission for the first time. And we're looking up, and he was saying stuff to me like, we need to get up there. We could see people behind a curtain. We assumed we're putting on suicide vests. This is it. The agency told us, the woman told us he'd be there. He was telling me how to go, and for me personally, I don't know how he felt, because he's a bad dude, but I wasn't feeling bravery. I was feeling, I'm tired of thinking about it. Let's get it over with. So we went up the stairs, and I watched him take the curtain, jump on the people he assumed had vests. Yeah. I watched him jump on a grenade that just didn't go off, but he gave his life for the operator behind him, which was me. I turned the corner, and there's Osama Bin Laden standing there, holding his wife by two hands and sort of pushing her at me. And as a matter of feet. And I saw him. I did a quick target identification. He's taller than I thought, skinnier, shorter beard, but it's gray. That's his nose. I've seen his picture 1,000 times. He's a threat. He's not surrendering. And the quickest way to deal with a suicide bomber is to shoot him in the face. And I've dealt with suicide bombers. I have stories in The Operator about it. Very quick, very loud, very fast, very permanent, scary. I wasn't going to take that chance. I got the shots off, deal with the wife, and I saw his 2-year-old son there. I remember thinking as a father, this kid has nothing to do with this. So I picked him up, and then it starts to sink in. And other guys are coming in. It's like, we might live through this. And so we start gathering the intelligence and all that stuff, and then we fly out on the helicopter.
And that's
crazy.
The story.
That's one of the stories.
In detail in the book, and the name of the book again, you got to tell me.
It's called The Operator. And it's a good story. It'll bring the reader right into a lot of these stories, and you meet a lot of the other SEALs. It's a good read. Good read.
Rob O'Neill, a frequent guest on the program.
Appreciate
you capped it all. Great stuff. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Great to have
Thanks
you.
for having me.
All right.